I know that people were wondering, where is our prime minister? Where is Netanyahu? His plane, they thought it went to Crete, and he was in Egypt, doing talks to, yes, get these hostages released in a political manner, not just in the military manner. And but it turns out he went to Syria as well, rebels there, the Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, right? And you think of what's going on in Damascus now, the power shift that's happened, the new Middle East. It's quite amazing. There's a power shift. There's like a vacuum, because as soon as Bashar al-Assad got ousted, then you have this kind of vacuum, and you got people who are benefiting from this, like suddenly Turkey, Qatar. What does this all mean for the Middle East? What does it mean for Israel? What kind of strategic moves should Israel make right now, and make them quick? What lines should we hold? These are things to pray about, to stand with us in. And we got to look at figures like, Jabhat al-Nusra, ISIS, who want to jump in the vacuum too. Who will he partner with, the leader of these rebels, right? What's going to happen with the future leader of Jordan, Azerbaijan, now that Assad, all the partnerships he had, This is strategic thinking. It is just heartbreaking when you think of these brave soldiers searching for the hostages, and this building collapses on them there in Rafah, and this building was just not stable, and it collapsed on them, and the search just went on and on and on. I wasn't there, for those of you who've been asking. This building collapsed. 4 fighters were there. 2 were able to make it out alive, and the other 2 died. Those terrorists did not continue their mission, their apocalyptic worldview, to destroy Israel and all Jewish people in it, and the Christians after that. You know what happened where an Israeli helicopter landed in Damascus, and you wonder what in the world was going on with these commandos in Damascus area, disembarking. Were they trying to get information? I can't tell you too much about this. All I can say is that I believe in miracles, and when I see how that was it an intercontinental ballistic missile from the Houthis? When I see that it was intercepted right over one of our biggest cities in all of Israel, Tel Aviv, and I talked about this in the other video, but when those fragments, even one fragment could put a hole in a person. But all it did is it hit into roofs, it hit in here and there, and the fragments all over everywhere, shards and shrapnel. But it hit a building in Jerusalem, and it pierced into an apartment. But how many people were even really, really hurt from that? It seems like every time we're being taken care of, and it should have been worse, on October 7th with a massive assault on all fronts on Israel. But we somehow are still here and talking about it, and rebuilding and training, and being, not falling asleep at the wheel, but being ready. And we see the amount of rockets in Judea, Samaria, the amount of weapons Hezbollah has in Lebanon, the amount of buildup of tunnels and things in Syria, the amount of missiles that the Houthis have sent, and of course Gaza. And so you see that attacks are still happening, but the big focus now we're keeping our eyes on is Judea and Samaria. Some call that the West Bank. That's a place that could really heat up quick. There's a lot of foxholes. There's a lot of chinks in the armor there, and so that's something to really be keeping our eye on. We heard someone tell us years ago that was in the know. Be careful. Be praying for the protection of those in Judea and Samaria. Seriously. Now, Netanyahu and Trump are in discussions about how to get these hostages out together. I love when a teamwork makes the dream work. Isn't that how the Aliyah Return Center works? Yes. But I'm seeing that with this teamwork, we'll make the dream of a new Middle East, a new Syria, new Lebanon, new Gaza. Iran will no longer be able to be the big terror-breeding dictator. Syria won't be their big servant to deliver it to the terrorists in southern Lebanon. No. And we are beginning to see the beginnings of a shift. We're seeing that people that were in prison, people that Christians that were persecuted, people that couldn't speak truth because they would be killed, are now, something's changing, something's shifting. I'm really excited about it. I'm also excited, just as I wrap up, to say how nice it is to take care and bless these heroes that are serving in the Israel Defense Force alongside me, and give them some food, give them some basic equipment, some barbecue. It's so nice to just take care of them with our emergency aid initiative, which is still going on. So if you want to help some of them, it gets to them, and they're just so happy and so rejoicing. Moses was not just an author, of the Bible, part of the Bible, but he was also a general. He was a real part of the IDF, Israel Defense Force, back in the day. And look at Deuteronomy 7, verse 6 and 7, and it really talks about some very interesting points, which seem to be maybe at the core of much of this. You are a holy people unto the Lord your God. The Lord your God has chosen you to be a special people unto himself, above all the people that are on the face of the earth. The Lord didn't set his love upon you, nor choose you because you were more in number than other people, or you're so great, for you were the fewest of all people. There's a humbling factor there, and there's a great responsibility there. And as Hanukkah draws near, I want to just encourage you once again to send in more of those videos of you with a light on your face in a dark house and just say, I shine my light with you, Israel. Send that video in to us.